Hey ratbags, it's Jade with another TECHTONICA video. Xbox Series X gameplay, it's on Games Pass, you know the drill. And we're going to be talking about drills today. No, actually we're not. We're talking about unlimited power, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. With just a few of the water wheels, you'll never have to press a crank again, but you have to do it in exactly the right way. So hopefully you find this video useful. If you do leave a like. Check out the rest of my gameplay walkthroughs of TECHTONICA and look out for much shorter guides incoming from me about everything else you need to know. Loving this game, best game I've played this year so far. Let's go. So in part 2 of my walkthrough, I showed you guys that you can set up obviously the generators and then the cranks, and you've got the generator room that you can undig and pretty much have it set up to go into the Victor terminal. Now, a bit crucial here, but there is also one upgrade you need, which allows you to only press one of the cranks and it will turn all the rest of them as long as they're connected in a line. And that's still going to be the theory with the water generators. Hopefully by now you've already scanned some of the water generators that you come across. You basically go up the river just past Victor towards you get to the end, and you might come across some of these yellow things and some maybe copper deposits on the wall. You don't go on the river on the right hand side, you want to still be heading up the main river going north. You dig your way through and then you're going to take the left hand side junction. This will lead to a much bigger cavern with all of the water generators. Now you can scan these and obviously you'll take some of the parts from it and scan enough of them and you'll unlock the upgrade that you can unlock yourself. But you do see that some of them are actually functioning. So it's up to you. You can build your actual generators here. It's pretty much got everything you need. You can see the batteries there as well. And as long as you're willing to put a power floor connecting all the way back up to the Victor cavern and the rest of your factories, it is viable. I would say if you make 6 water generators and use 12 cranks, use some of the ones that you've already set up or craft some more, that should be good enough for a medium small size factory as you're starting out. You need iron frames, you need mechanical parts, and you need electronical parts. And as always, make sure that you craft these inside especially one of your assemblers, as you'll get double the amount back rather than crafting it by hand. Depending on how you built your factory, I raised mine just a little bit so that I could actually have these underneath. It wasn't something I planned originally, but it just worked out that way. So what I'm doing here is putting 2 crank generators down, then putting one of the water wheels in between. And so that's what it does. It will power 2 of the crank generators only. But as long as you've got them in a line, again, it's going to keep that power going all the way through that big long line. So 2 crank generators, 1 water wheel, do that the same, repeat in a big massive line going across the length of the river, and then you've got to connect that to the rest of your factory floors. The water wheels do have to be a bit closer to the water, so you need at least maybe 6 squares free to put it down, and then obviously you may have to build some platforms in between to put your actual regular crank generators down. And that's what these water wheels do. It stops you having to actually ever crank them again. Of course, if you're starting to run out of power or things are shutting down, then obviously you may need to start up another line of these. But the river's quite big and again, it is pretty long. So as long as you've got enough space, you could potentially do this the whole length of it. I did have a bit of trouble with some of my ceiling factory floors just above. So this was about as long as I could do it. So in the end, I set up 2 of them like this next to each other. And again, remember, you still have to have the power floors connected at some point so that it goes all the way up to the rest of it. Just place some of the power floors underneath. So you're basically building a column up to the rest of your floor. And if you've done it right, you should be powering up all of the batteries in that battery room that you found earlier as well. Again, if you want more tips about this, if this is all looking alien to you, check out Let's Play How to Play number 2. You can still have the regular generators running above it as well. That's what I was originally planning, so that I could come to one spot as always and still just press it once. So if you really do need additional power but maybe don't have enough of the components to make the water wheels, then you can go ahead and still use them. But of course that means you're going to have to keep pressing the crank. So it is more ideal to really get used to using this. 2 crank generators versus 1 water wheel. Once I've done this, I must have played for another 2 hours building more factories, setting up really tons of the assemblers to make my blue cores, and I never run out of power, like never even close. The batteries in the storage room were completely filled up as well, and I had a ton of them in there. So again, if you are running out of power sometimes, make sure you've got enough of the actual accumulators, not batteries, inside that room, and make sure, like I said, the floors are all yellow. For some reason, even if you look like the floors are connected sometimes and they're not appearing yellow, you just got to replace it one more time, or maybe log in, log out, and it should hopefully work. One caveat of this is that I did get the other upgrades as well to help with the amp batteries and the accumulators having more storage in them. And of course a lot of them upgrades you'll only be able to get by utilising the blue research cores rather than the pink red ones. If you're having trouble actually finding all of the blue cores to go ahead and scan, well, they should be located in some of the areas that you come across that have obviously new technology or the remnants of previous factories. In fact, you'll find one in where you found them water wheels. I do believe one inside where you actually find the accumulator room as well, and possibly one where you found all the machinery in the planters. Again, if all that means nothing to you, you're still just a bit lost with it, go and check out my How to Play series. I've been doing it really step by step in showing you guys how to get through to this stage. There we go, short and sweet today, taking you through just this. In the next episode, I am going to be talking about the blue cores and how to transfer from the pink red ones to the blue ones, but letting you know that you should always keep making as many of the pink and red ones as possible, as you need them to craft the blue cores that unlock later tiers. So until next time, ratbags, I will catch you later.